Ever wonder what it really takes for a research paper to see the light of day? It's so much more than just a good idea. Behind every single published article, there's this hidden world of intense evaluation, criticism, and refinement, and it's all powered by people. So today, we're going to pull back that curtain. We're going to deconstruct one academic journal and see who exactly makes it all happen. It all starts with a promise. This phrase, you'll see it right on the journal itself, it isn't just fancy academic jargon. Nope, it's a declaration of quality. Peer-reviewed means that other experts in the field have checked it out, and multidisciplinary means they welcome ideas from all sorts of different fields. This right here is the gold standard. So the specific journal we're diving into today is called Exploration Anveshan. It's published by the Research Management Cell at Darchula Multiple Campus, which is part of Far Western University in Nepal. So it's a journal with a very specific home, but a truly global reach. Okay, so that leads us to the big question, right? Who are the actual guardians of that promise of quality we were just talking about? Who are the people making sure every single article that gets published meets the absolute highest standards? Well, let's find out. All right, the first group we're going to meet is what I like to call the command center, the editorial board. Think of them as the core team that steers the entire ship. They are the first and the very last line of defense for the journal's quality. And get this, that entire command center, it's made up of just 5 dedicated people. This isn't some massive, faceless corporation. It's a small, incredibly focused team of academics who are responsible for the whole shebang. Leading that team is the editor-in-chief, Damar Singh Saud. He's a PhD scholar in TESOL, which is basically teaching English to speakers of other languages. He's the one who sets the vision and ultimately makes the final call on every manuscript. The buck really does stop with him. And supporting the editor-in-chief are 4 other editors, and this is where that whole multidisciplinary promise we saw earlier really comes to life. The team's got experts in Nepali language, English education, rural development, and management, a real mix of perspectives. So what does this 5-person team actually do? Well, they oversee this incredibly rigorous process that every single author has to navigate, a path we can definitely call the gauntlet. Let's take a look at how this intense process works to protect the journal's credibility. So the process has 4 key stages. First up, the editorial board screens every submission that comes in. If it passes that initial check, it goes into a double-blind review. This is so cool. It means both the author and the reviewers are completely anonymous to each other, which helps prevent any bias. Then, based on that anonymous feedback, the author revises their work. And finally, the editorial board gets together and makes the ultimate decision: accept or reject. Okay, but who are those anonymous experts in step 2? This brings us to the next layer of people, the absolute foundation of this whole peer review process, the board of reviewers. These are the outside specialists who provide that critical expert feedback. So while the editorial board is that super tight-knit group of 5, the reviewer board, well, that's a whole different story. It's a much bigger network. We're talking 25 different experts who lend their time and their knowledge to the journal. It's a powerful community, all dedicated to upholding academic standards. And just check out the sheer breadth of this expertise. This table kind of breaks it down for us. You can see there's a strong core of 13 reviewers in English and TESOL, which makes sense given the editor-in-chief's background. But look at this. They also have specialists in management, sociology, even geography. What this really means is that the journal has built a deep enough bench of experts to make sure almost any submission can get a truly rigorous and informed evaluation. It's pretty impressive. So, we've met the editors, we've met the reviewers, and we've seen the whole process. But you gotta wonder, why do they all do it? Why go through all this trouble? Well, that brings us to the journal's ultimate purpose, its mission. In the editor's own words, this entire human-powered structure that we've just looked at exists for one single reason: to create a trustworthy platform for sharing new knowledge. It's all about building a space where researchers can feel confident sharing their work and where readers can absolutely trust what they're reading. And here's one final, and I think absolutely vital, piece of the puzzle. The journal charges authors 0 fees. Nothing for submission, nothing for publication. This is a huge deal because it removes financial barriers, making sure that the best research can be shared, no matter if an author can afford to pay. It's a powerful commitment to making knowledge accessible to everyone. So as we wrap this up, let's just think about it for a second. We've seen an editor-in-chief, 4 editors, and 25 reviewers all working together to check and improve knowledge. It's not some algorithm or a machine, it's a community of people. And it leaves us with one final question to chew on. How does this deeply human-powered process build our collective trust in science and scholarship itself?